Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? Sorry that I was a little bit late. I'm trying to sort out my camera because it's looking all sparkly today. So that's what I was doing. Hello to everyone who's here. Welcome to all the OGs. We continue on with part 4 today. I want to do just, is it okay? Do all the visuals look okay? Okay, make myself smaller so that it looks better. What's up, Grizz? What's up, Claire? Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear me okay. Let me just check the sound. Yeah, the sound is looking good. So we continue on with part 4. I've scheduled for tomorrow part 5. So that's a bonus episode for the week. And then part 6, 7, and 8 is what I'm thinking based on the rate that we've been going at will be for next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I'm going to get off Watts Island for a bit and continue with all the other content I had planned, which everyone, before you guys got here, all the Watts fans, they were very excited for. So I'm going to continue with that for a bit. But I'm thinking eventually to, hello everyone, to integrate maybe like a weekly Watts episode instead of only building my channel on a Watts case, you know what I mean? Because there's so many cases I want to cover, and some of those OGs that were there from a year ago already were very excited for the list that I made of things I'm going to cover, so I'm going to go back to that soon. Hello everyone, hello. Okay, so the last thing we did last night was Kessinger letting Chris Watts come over because her dog liked him and she felt like he belonged there, right? All right. Hey Annie, what's up? What's up, Blue Annie? Also, I don't know if he's here yet, but shout out to Martin Montano. He became an OG today and he commented, I subscribed, which means he gets a special shout out. What's up, Lena? VIP OG in the house. Okay, so we wait for a second while everyone gets here. Just let me know if the visuals are okay. I was really trying to get the... Also, I know it's annoying that my arm is always cut off here. Should move over like this. Yes. It's because I have a fold-up green screen, which is not the biggest green screen in the world, you know? Look, I'll show you. Ooh, you can see the corners already. But just let me know if you can see me okay. Yes, welcome to Martin. Let's also see if this light does better. Ooh, that looks better already, huh? Interesting. Got different lights over here. The blue looks pretty cool, huh? That one seems to look the best. I know you guys don't care what it looks like, but see, sometimes when this camera does its little autofocus thing and it annoys me. Okay, so let's do this. Make me slightly bigger. Can handle that. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So we're going to continue on with page 16 out of 29 of the transcripts. Shanann always checked his phone, so he communicated with Kessinger on his work phone. Except he didn't, because they did quickly change to start communicating on his normal phone as well. So that is a lie, you know what I mean? Okay. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's horrible. I hope your mom's okay. I've looked into the photo. I sent you a link on Instagram. That was mind-blowing. Claire said, I watched a Watts video this afternoon, the sheet being examined. You could see, ooh, the baby's blood on the sheet. Had to take a break. Yep, speaking of which, this case is not good for your mental health, people. Take it from me. I'm having a lot of nightmares again. I get very obsessive over cases, and as you know, I'm a true crime author, and I actually stopped writing the books because I got way too deep into it. I get like hyper-focused, and it's not good for my mental health. I'm already in therapy, okay, 3 hours a week, and yeah, that is not... What I'm supposed to do is obsess, like go so deep into cases, which is also why I'm going to do these transcripts. Then I'm going to get off Watts Island for a bit, just for my mental health. And then I will come back to it and upload maybe weekly episodes or do a weekly live stream or something on this case, because I know we're all obsessed. Yes. Yeah. So, okay. Wait. I got to remember this name now. Is it called True? I think it's called True Psych Ward. Wow, that lady does a brilliant job at absolutely analyzing like microscopic details. And she found out, just to let you guys know, that when Annie said last night that the picture of the doll was probably taken by Shanann Watts, it was. It blew my mind. It was taken by Shanann, and she also uploaded it to Facebook saying, I don't know what to make of this. So now the theory is either Chris Watts put that doll like that and then left for work, and then when it was, I think on the 9th of August, so it was before her business trip. So he either put the doll there and left for work, and then she came downstairs and was like, I don't know what to think about this, or the little girls did it, which is just a total coincidence, a total irony that that's what they chose to do with the doll, based on what would happen like a week later. Yes. Yeah, do you guys have nightmares at all about this stuff? Because it really affects me. I can't lie about that. It really affects my mental health, and it has before. And any case that I get deep into, my 5th book was actually going to be about the Yorkshire Ripper, but I couldn't do it. I was just not mentally there to do it. It was just affecting me too much. So I have a lot of trauma in my background, and a lot of things can be really triggering. So I have to be actually really careful. True crime is, I have to really use it responsibly. But I would say that to anyone who's involved in true crime or who loves true crime, just use it responsibly. Okay, so he used a secret calculator app on his personal cell phone to store his and Kessinger's pictures. Okay, so this guy has no idea what WhatsApp is, but he's got a secret calculator. Apparently he had Tumblr and all these other accounts. Okay then, buddy. Yeah, she's amazing, right? It's called True Psych Ward, am I right? I should actually link it. Brilliant woman. My goodness, the way she analyzed those pictures. So is everyone's mind blown? The doll picture that everyone said, including in the discovery file, it says that Chris Watts sent Shanann that doll picture when she was on a business trip. And she said, I don't know what to make of this. It's not true. She took the picture and she posted it to Facebook. That changes a lot. Thank you so much. I got to be careful what kind of content I make. And the whole reason I stopped writing and launched a YouTube channel was so that I can make lots of content and just study the case for, more surface level. I still go deep, but it's not as deep as when I make a case my entire life for a few months or a year or whatever. You know what I mean? I got to be careful. I can go all in. Okay. He deleted his Facebook account on August 8th, 2018, after Kessinger told him that she told her friends about him. Interesting. He was afraid that Kessinger's friends would try to look him up on Facebook and would see his wife was pregnant. Oh, don't worry. Kessinger was already stalking your wife for freaking years. Well, since 2017, for a year. But, he was worried that the friends would try to look him up on Facebook and would see his wife was pregnant. I don't know if he thinks that everyone lives under a rock, but we live in a social media age, which is also what makes this case so shocking, because no one would ever think that a woman who's online that much would literally be murdered pretty much before the world's eyes, in a way, because she was online all the time. So it's as I've said before, that feels like a safety measure. Be online all the time. That would reduce the risk of something happening to you, because everybody knows you. And he really underestimated that. With regard to if he and Kessinger ever fought, they never fought, but he had to calm Kessinger down a few times. What the hell does that mean? Never fought. Except the neighbors said that they were screaming and shouting, and based on the timeline, it was probably them screaming and shouting. Alrighty. Kessinger got upset when she realized she would always be the other person. Second fiddle. Right? And Watts would always put his wife first. Don't you think that's the most ridiculous statement you've ever heard? How dare you put your wife first? How dare you put the mother of your children first? Despicable. What the hell is wrong with her? I don't know, man. Anyone? I know this is not a true crime question. Anyone over here watch Beverly Hills 90210 from the 90s? I watch that. That's what I do for fun here and there. But anyway, Valerie in today's episode did a very similar thing of when are you going to leave your wife for me? It just reminded me of Kessinger, The true crime mind is always ticking. And I'm just Kessinger got upset when she realized she'd always be the other person. She also said that he'd been there and done that, and she wanted to be the first for many things. Especially giving him a son, right? The first incident where Kessinger realized he put his wife first was when he left her house on July 4th, 2018. So it wasn't taking the kids to school. It wasn't lying next to his wife every single night. No, it was when he left her house. He left Kessinger's house on July the 4th, 2018. He told Kessinger just because he had to leave didn't mean she needed to take a step back. Kessinger told him she thought it was better they didn't see each other the rest of the day. It's also kind of funny, right? When she's like, I will not see you for the rest of the day. She's not like, I don't think we should see each other anymore. She's like, I don't think we should see each other for the rest of the day. It's kind of weird, right? Kessinger ended up asking him to come over after she returned from a baseball game and he went to her house. So it didn't even last a day. Not even a day, everybody. Anyway, I want to put this little box right over here. Am I still cut off then? There, that's pretty good. Thank you so much, by the way. Let me know if you guys say anything else. I'll put it on. Okay. Kessinger set up a couple of dates on her eHarmony app, and the men never showed up. She was ghosted on her dates. I wonder why that is, huh? I don't think she really set up the dates. Remember the case of Jodi Arias where she wrote an email from some dude, and then she told Travis Alexander that this man was stalking her and that he said that Travis didn't deserve her and all that. It reminds me of that. It feels like she was setting up fake dates and saying that the men never showed up. I think she was just testing Chris Watts. Yeah, I think so. I think she showed up at his house on July 4th. Yeah. What does it say here? Wait. Yeah, Kessinger ended up asking him to come over after she returned from a baseball game and he went to her house. No, I think she went to his house. I think you're right. You know how they lie, both of them. My goodness. Okay. He didn't know Kessinger was dating other people until a few weeks later. Well, she wasn't, because either the dates didn't show up or she was faking it. I think that must have blown his mind. Like, that would make her... Thank you. That would make her... hold on. You make me laugh your impressions of NK. What am I saying? Okay, let's focus. I'm all distracted. What is it going to say? Hold on. Oh, yeah. He said he didn't know that they were dating other people. And I'm saying, well, she wasn't, because she got ghosted. Or she was just trying to really grab him by the kahoonies and be like, you know what? I'm very worthwhile, okay? Like, other people will want me. You better fight for me. But it's like, hello, he's married with 2 children. It's so ridiculous. Kessinger thought he was different because he would fix things around her apartment for her, which no one had done for her in the past. Daddy issues much? I'm hearing some daddy issues, and that's some very low standards for just like, oh my word, he's amazing. He fixed a freaking light bulb. Seriously? Like, do these people know that we live then already? Let's just say this obviously was 2018. Do they know what 2018 was like technologically and for humanity? That this is just so cliched. Oh my word, he fixed something for me. Amazing. I have to be with him. No one had ever done that before. Doesn't sound to me like she had very successful relationships before, huh? Not with very quality people either. Obviously not, if she thought he was everything and was looking up wedding dresses to marry him. Kessinger's friend Jim was her friend for a long time and worked in the oil field. Had some knowledge, did he? Had some knowledge in the oil field. Really? And off we go again with our theory of him and Nicole Kessinger and maybe 2 other people doing all of this. With regard to the selling of his and Shanann's house, around the first week of August 2018, Shanann sent an email to Ann Meadows about selling their house. Have you ever seen my Eileen Wuornos impersonations? That was a thing. I got so into character when I wrote that book. I was just really trying to understand her mind that, like, I started doing impressions on Instagram. So, Meadows recommended they get pre-approved for another house before they sold their house. Yes, because Ann Meadows has common sense. Meaning like, okay guys, just slow down. Maybe just get pre-approved for something else. Haha. Otherwise you're going to be homeless, you know? Because they're like, that's it, we need to get another house. Okay then. All right then. There, that's better. Okay. He and Shanann talked about buying a home in Brighton, Colorado, so they could stay in the Adams 12 school district. I highly doubt it, because he said that on the night that he murdered her, he asked her, can we get out of here? Can we move to Brighton? Right? Didn't he say that? Now he's like, yeah, they talked about buying a home there. Maybe, but still. At this point, this is very irrelevant to the conversation with these investigators. He and Shanann had a lot of stress during their marriage, which included Shanann's parents living with them for 16 months and not having much alone time. Okay, now that I can understand. If your in-laws move in with you for 16 months, it must be hectic. But again, I want to say, Chris Watts always sounds quite ungrateful. Like, what did he expect? They were both working a lot. I know Shanann was mostly working from home and working online. So it was a bit hectic, okay, to have her parents move in as well. But if they can't manage the household and the kids and everything, she found a way to have help at the house, right? And then he's like really complaining about that. Not much alone time, but it's a pretty sizable house with a pretty sizable bedroom, and they could be alone. He just needed to, again, set some boundaries for himself. And he's a smart woman. At that point, the bank wouldn't finance a Barbie mansion. Yeah, I agree. And was hinting at that, right? Just like, guys, maybe a little bit of pre-approval, you know, set your expectations to a more realistic level, you know? Anyway, why can't I understand you in case the devil and the father also? Why are you assuming that I don't understand that? I do understand that. That's what I'm saying. But I am a YouTuber, so I gotta be careful. Do you know what happened to other YouTube channels talking about this all day long? It didn't go well. Anyway, it's about being politically correct, but also still speculating and discussing this, right? Sentence for sentence. I watched a whole bunch of videos today, those channels that do the hate channels about Shanann, because I'm just like, why? Why are they so fascinated with that? Okay, but it's very terrible what they show there, right? Damn. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not for victim blaming or shaming. I think people just do that because they're trying to understand what could get a man to even think like that. But it's a bit weird. I find it a bit weird to do that. I've really never seen another case where they do that. Maybe I must just look at a whole bunch more cases, but it's a bit odd to me. They really say bad things about her, you know, like that she's got narcissistic personality disorder and like, look how terrible she is to her children. And you're like, what the hell is this all about? Like, it's a whole channel. Its whole channel is dedicated to this. Very strange. Okay, so he never thought he and Shanann would have to file for bankruptcy. It's kind of how it works. You know, most of the bankruptcy dealt with credit card debt from their wedding. I don't know if it's from the wedding. Do you guys think it's from the wedding? I just think they live beyond their means. You know, he doesn't have to make it about the wedding. They had a lot of doctor bills from the girls always being sick. Again, I think that's kind of normal when you have toddlers. They were behind on their mortgage payments. Shanann was sending checks for their HOA payment to the wrong address for an entire year. What is that about? Because I don't know. I need to look more into that. I mean, was she doing that on purpose? Or what? No, she's sending checks, right, for their payment to the wrong... it's probably for their mortgage, to the wrong address for an entire year. I don't know. Yes, of course, this case is sick. That's why we are all obsessed with it and we discuss it at length. It's like an unsolved puzzle. I think that's why it's just like, we just want it to be solved now. Like, it's a closed case because of legal reasons. But it's definitely not a justice case, and it's definitely not a solved case. You know what I mean? It's considered solved, but too many questions. Otherwise, why would it be such a viral case, right? Why are we all talking about it? Just like, I mean, 3 years later, tomorrow is the 3-year mark. And it's just, the more you dig, the more you find. Okay. He said he didn't have access to their bank account on his cell phone and never asked Shanann to see their account. Okay, mama's boy. Yeah, for sure lived way beyond their budget. I mean, a lot of people shout at people when they say that, or like, no, you can't say that, but it seemed like it. You know, some people have said, no, they were living like normal people, but it didn't look normal to me. That's the American dream life, but I mean, like, it's a massive house, massive wardrobes, tons of toys, I don't know, tons of products, tons of everything. It was just an excessive lifestyle, you know what I mean? I don't know. Let me know if you disagree. I just can see why the bankruptcy thing happened, you know? Ever since he sold his 4-wheeler for less than what he owed on it, Shanann wouldn't let him do anything with their finances. In that moment, I don't blame her. It's like, what the hell, dude? I know it would be difficult to sell for a profit, though. If you have a second-hand 4-wheeler, it would be difficult to sell for more than what you owe on it. Maybe you should have just tried to break even, but yeah. He lost his rights to the finances. When he worked for Longman Ford, he would just bring Shanann his paycheck. Okay, castrated much? I'm saying that because he also has to speak up, you know what I mean? With regards to what's calling the school the morning after the murders, he was freaking out about what he had just done. It was stupid to call the school or Ann Meadows. Yeah, it was. But it's also quite insane that he was able to do that. Yeah, it isn't solved. This morning I heard Chris's interview where he's talking to his father. It was played very slowly and Chris said to his father, yes, I'm waiting to read that. It just isn't solved, right? Never mind that he says he's taking things to the grave. And I just think the fact that he can have his children's pictures in his cell, there's more to it. Even that is not normal. So it's as if he's taken one for the team. Now, who's the team? You know what I mean? He's taken the fall, in a way. He's definitely involved, of course. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just like, lots of red flags, huh? It made sense that they were suspicious about him because he probably sounded eccentric on the phone. I think he sounded psychopathic on the phone. Ann Meadows was very worried, and I think so was the school. They were just like, what is up with this dude? Freaking out. I think the lady that he called the school called the police afterwards. He sounded that crazy. Yes, Annie, what did he say to his father? I'm sure you're typing. Okay. With regard to why Watts pled guilty. Now we go. Here we go. I didn't want anybody else. I didn't want them to go through this for 2 or 4 years. Thank you. Thank you so much, Marja. Why would she be there? Nothing makes sense. Like, why would she be there? Why did she hit my effing girls? He was talking about NK. Eee, scary. Wait. Is this little box? You guys can see it on the chat there, right? Why would she be there? Nothing makes sense. Like, why would she be there? Why did she hit my girls? Huh. What's up, Matilda? Working out? Awesome, awesome. What did you miss? Chris Watts secret calculator app. Couple of NK impressions and their bankruptcy situation. Okay, so this one I'm going to read again slowly because this one, why, with regards to why Watts pled guilty, he says, I did not want anybody else. I did not want them to go through this for 2 or 4 years. I didn't want my attorneys to lie for me for 2 to 4 years. They would have done anything I told them to do. I don't see how they can do that. Like, you know, that's what attorneys do, you know, like they take their defendant and they say, hey, like, what happened? Okay, we'll go with that story. That is the biggest BS excuse I've ever heard, because obviously that's what attorneys do. But even Sam Amarante, who defended John Wayne Gacy, didn't win the case. You defend them as much as possible, but when you go to trial, Chris Watts, earth to you, there's also prosecuting attorneys, and they are not on your side. What a dumbass. Unanswered questions by Sheila. What's up? Says, we will never rest until we know the real truth. We probably never will, but there are so many questions that need to be answered. It will drive us crazy. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I think this will literally drive us absolutely nuts. So I'm going to do it in like small doses. I'm going to finish these transcripts. And then beyond that, I'm going to take a little break and move on to other cases. But then I'm going to come back to it and work through that 2,000 page freaking discovery document. Except I don't think it's feasible to work through it on here on live streams. It would literally take 400 hours. Okay, and while that sounds cool, that's a lot of time and a lot of mental health going in there. So my point is, I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to find the most interesting parts of it, and I will discuss that with you guys, you know? Do a great watch. Thank you. I just find it so crazy how he's like, when he says, they would have done anything I told them to do. I don't see how they can do that. Like, you know, that's what attorneys do, you know, like they take the defendant and say, hey, like what happened? Okay, we'll go with that story. Okay, firstly, that's not how attorneys talk. Secondly, every trial will have the defense and the prosecutors, right? Like this guy. But also to say, I didn't want anybody else, and then he stops and says, I didn't want them to go through this for 2 or 4 years. Well, guess what? Now the whole world is going through this for years and years and years and years. Chris and Shanann Watts lived way beyond their means. They wanted the world to believe they had a fairy tale life. They were essentially homeless in a matter of weeks. I can't argue that. It's true. Yeah, his attorneys lack his morals. He's very moral. How can attorneys just lie like that, you know? Like, you know, like how can they? They just like run with this story and that story. What an absolute hypocrite. They would have done anything I told them to do. Yeah, like you would have done anything that your mistress told you to do. And then he's like, I don't see how they can do that. Like, you know, that's what attorneys do. Yeah, that's what you do. You know, like they take the defendant and they say, hey, like what happened? Okay, we'll go with that story. Again, that's probably him asking the mistress, what happened? Okay, yeah, we're going to go with that story. A few weeks after his arrest, he told his attorneys the truth about everything that happened. No, he didn't. There's no truth. No amount of truth has come out yet. Debbie from the right shoe has made it. What's up? I wonder why the little image isn't showing. There is an image. Come on, right shoe. I don't know why the right shoe is not showing. That's so weird. What's up? I would love to collaborate with you on this case. Maybe one day. Yes. We could do like an interview thing. But for now, I'm going to do these transcripts. And then I'm taking a step back because I'm going to go absolutely insane. Like, I don't know if you were here when I asked earlier, do you guys dream about this? Like, I dream about those oil tanks. Shanann's bloodshot eyes. I dream about NK and what's happening and all the missing pieces. My mind goes over and over. You know, like sometimes when you can't remember something and you're like, what was that song again? And then in your dreams, your mind is busy calculating all of that. Now imagine that with this case. Like, it's crazy. That's so weird that it doesn't show your picture though. Maybe, but it's okay. He said, okay, his attorneys asked him if he was ever offered a plea to plead guilty. If he was ever offered, would he take it? He said he would plead guilty in order to end it all. Yes, it's literally consumed me. Me too. I don't know. Do we all have something in common? Do we all have mental health challenges or not? That is a very weird question to ask, but I really struggle with a lot of things. And as I've said, I've got a lot of trauma from my past that I work through all the time. So I have to be very, very careful. Very careful with these cases. Like I really have to use it responsibly, you know? Claire says, hello, right shoe. Okay, so weird. I was like, yeah, I would plead, I would plead guilty in order to end it all. Well, it didn't end it all. It actually just started it all. His attorneys asked him about 100 times if he was sure he wanted to take the plea deal. Before he walked into the courtroom, his attorneys asked him again if he was sure that he wanted to take the plea deal. That's weird that they have to ask him all the time. What do they know that we don't know? Like, are you sure? Are you sure, dude? Are you sure you don't want us to fight for you? Man, I wish they went to trial. Before he walked into the courtroom, yes, they asked him again. His attorneys never told him he had to take the plea deal, and they had a lot of creative motions to file and were ready to fight. Well, obviously, that's what attorneys do. He told Walsh he didn't want him to fight for something where the story wasn't true because it only would have gotten worse for everyone. Oh, really? Would it have gotten worse for everyone? Who are we talking about, Chris Watts? This case absolutely sucks you in. It's like a black hole. It's honestly the abyss of all abysses. His family has been threatened, and that's why he's claiming no memory or won't turn on NK. I think his attorneys were corrupt. I agree. I think there's a lot of corruption in this case. So bad. He will not turn on NK. He is someone who prioritizes loyalty, even though it shifted from Shanann to NK. It shifted from his mommy to Shanann to NK. But he seems to be very codependent and very loyal to whatever he's focused on, to whoever he's focused on. And it feels like he's still loyal, obviously, to NK. You can hear it in the way that he says the whole time. Right? I'm convinced Frankie Rusek should not have spoken so freely online. Yes, or started a GoFundMe, which did not go well. I just think the whole family should not have been online either. I agree. I think I'm slowly coming in. This case is crazy. Hi, Claire. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Okay, so one more time. He told Walsh he didn't want him to fight for something where the story wasn't true because it only would have gotten worse for everyone. Yeah, he's fearing the prosecuting team because he's like, oh, there's some holes in that story. You know? He was put in solitary confinement and wasn't allowed to speak to his family prior to the plea deal. Interesting, right? Very, very interesting. Even though now his mom is still pushing him every single week. Come on, take it back. It doesn't work like that, though. But she really wants him to fight it because she still believes that Shanann did that to the children. Does anyone believe that Shanann is capable of that? Because I just don't see it. I just don't believe that. No. Yeah, after the plea, he was allowed to speak to his family. He does not regret taking a plea deal, but he never thought he'd be in prison for the rest of his life. Well, what did he think a plea deal meant? I'm pretty sure the attorneys explained it to him. And he's just like, I don't regret taking it. I just really didn't think I'd end up like this. I thought I'm getting like special favors or something. Cindy, the mom, yeah. I know, right? Trolls and haters everywhere. Better to stay low. Yes. Unfortunately, some of the family almost goes in the troll category at this point. Yeah, I don't think so. Definitely understand what you mean about this case, as I say, seeing the bloodstained sheet. Yes, right? It just you had to take a break. See now, all those details. Yeah, it isn't Shanann. I just ask because I'm like, do people really believe that Shanann is capable of hurting her children? Because I just really don't. You know, when they say that she was narcissistic or she was this or that, I can see that. I just don't like to argue that, but I can see it. It's loud and clear. I can see things there, but I'm like, why are we discussing it? Because she's a murder victim. You know what I mean? Like, it's inappropriate and taboo to discuss it. Like, in South Africa, there's this dude called Henry van Breda who ex-murdered his entire family. Now, why would anyone sit and nitpick, okay, no, but his mother was a bitch and like his sister, no, she this and this. Like, why would people do that? You know what I mean? It's a bit weird in this case. Yeah. I've never seen that either. And I just think, I don't know. Some people feel like, from what I've watched, that Chris Watts made an example out of Shanann. Like, they almost find him like a hero of like, yeah, women should watch their mouths and women shouldn't be so cheeky and women shouldn't humiliate all day. Sure, but it's not just women. It's in all relationships. No one should be belittling or humiliating someone. I get it. But why are they nitpicking a freaking murder victim? And what about the children? Because if it was just the wife, you'd be like, okay, well, but he murdered everybody. I keep going back to the fact that he didn't lawyer up when CBI was... I know, right? But I just think he's a dumbass, right? What happened to an investigation to prove a confession? They released the crime scene within days or a week, right? This case is botched. It's like botched beyond botched. Okay, Blue wants to know why, Annie, why? Tell us. I see things with Shanann Watts that are troubling in regards to parenting. That said, she did not murder the girl. She's a victim. Absolutely. There are flaws, you know what I mean? But since when do people in a murder case go like, let's observe those flaws? It's a bit weird. I just find it so strange that they're doing that. I don't know. I think it's a bit of an incel thing, a little bit. I think he's like a bit of a hero for incels, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what an incel is, go look that up. That's a rabbit hole and a half. Okay, so he never thought he'd be in prison for the rest of his life. So what did he think? What a dumbass. He didn't want for everyone to have to relive the case every day. Well, thanks a lot. Because of him, we relive the case every day. He literally got the opposite of what he wanted. To me, there's definitely something really wrong with this picture, right? Yeah. Not calling the attorney. I think that's what Blue meant. He told his parents the night before he pled guilty that he was pleading guilty for a reason. I think it's NK. I'm pleading guilty for a reason. What is it? Anyway, he might also just be buttering his parents up. We don't know. His parents had received correspondence from people all over the world who told them the Thrive patch wasn't FDA approved and can alter someone's mind. Sure, let's blame Thrive, shall we? He thought he could get over on the cops and polygraph. Simple enough to me, right? He was very arrogant. He cared more about what his co-workers thought more than what Shanann's family felt. Absolutely. This guy, honestly. He didn't want for everyone to have to relive the case every day. Do we all hear that? And yet, here we are. Reliving the case every day. He told his parents, he means Nicole Kessinger. He didn't want Nicole Kessinger to relive the case every day. He wanted to move on, to get counseling, to move out of state, to get a new job. Hope she has a dream job. That's what he said. Okay. He told his parents, yes, okay, we said that, right? His parents still believe he was railroaded and felt pressured to plead guilty. Remember Eileen Wernos when she said, well, thanks a lot, society, for railroading my ass. It's one of my favorite quotes from her, the way she says it. Thanks a lot, society. One of my favorites of Eileen Wernos is also when she goes, oh, wow. Oh, wow. They're like, you murdered 7 men. She's like, oh, wow. My goodness. He does not feel he was pressured because his defense team asked him plenty of times. Okay, so he didn't feel pressured by his defense attorneys, but he for sure would have felt pressured by whoever he's protecting out there. You know what I mean? And I mean, to say his defense team asked him plenty of times and obviously explained everything to him plenty of times, why does he think that he wouldn't spend his whole life in prison? Yeah. I don't see Chris as arrogant. In my opinion, he was going to take the fall and let the chips fall where they may. You never know. It could have been NK that killed them and he's making out it's him. I do feel like he's changed his story so much on how the children died that I think he watched them be murdered. That's my theory. I think someone else did it. But I'm not sure. It's just a thought. You know, I say this week and then the more you find out things and you might be like, wait a minute. You know, there's so much to this case. Her dream job. Most people don't jeopardize everything to chase a married person. I agree. That's what I was thinking when he's like, this was her dream job. Well, she sure She's sure hooked up with a married co-worker. Never mind, even having a relationship with a co-worker is already frowned upon. But a married co-worker? Wow. Dream job. Okay then. His parents talked to him about using the defense of CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, for being in an emotionally abusive relationship. So they don't even go with PTSD. Oh no, they're going with CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which is like trauma stacked upon trauma stacked upon trauma. That's what they're saying about Shanann. Yeah, no. They don't go like anxiety. He had anxiety. They don't say PTSD. No, they go for CPTSD. Right? Right? I'm also 99% sure that NK and Co killed Shanann Watts and the girls. I really think that they dragged Shanann Watts. They either chloroformed her or something. Not that they found that in the autopsy, right? Something. And dragged her out the back of the house because the houses behind there were empty. They could have done a whole lot there. They could have done a lot there. And then driven her out. One affair that we know of. Two, if you count whatever Troy's, I know, right? I agree. And Jim. Yeah, she really loved the married men. Yeah, anyway, let me not say that. What, does he want respect for his loyalty? I think he got mixed up in something that was way over his head. I agree. He was called Rain Man, but just couldn't remember. Yeah, but couldn't remember the 111-minute phone call conversation with her. No idea. That's when his memory leaves him completely. No idea what they were discussing. Yes, just hours before. Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. I just want to see if I can do this. What happens if I do this? No, still can't see it well. Wait, let's move this up. I just want to make sure we can see your message nicely. So weird. Can't see that. Yeah, the 111-minute phone call. He has no idea. Neither does she, apparently. No idea what that was about. Yeah, right. Okay. He could relate to some of the information about CPTSD, but it doesn't make up for what happened. Yeah, right. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I heard she had chemical burns on her face. I was wondering about that. Because that would be chloroform. That's what I mean. I think they took them all out there. My word. Anyway. Okay, so when he talks to his parents on the phone, they believe there's a chance that he could get out of prison. Okay, then. Do any of you believe that? Yeah. On his parents' bad days, they tell him he should fight it. His mother loses it a lot on the phone. Okay. His dad always tells his mother not to talk about it with him on the phone because he will go back to his cell and think about it all night. Protecting their baby boy, are we? Yes, I really, really hope not. And if he does, let's all be there outside. Am I right? Yep. I just really hope she goes to prison one day. That's what I'm hoping. Oh my word, that's what we all hope. They can't just leave it like this. Yeah, okay, so his dad is worried that if his mother riles him up, that he's going to sulk all the way back to his cell and think about it all night. Like she's giving him false hope, Yes, that phone call, the 111-minute phone call will crack the case. Chris Watts' phone disconnected from his home network and reconnected at the exact time of the 111-minute phone call. Well, yeah. Unless someone blows up the whole place. Well, that's a confrontational question. Who else? We know who else. NK. And whoever else was involved. I think the FBI should be on it big time and figure out, was there anyone else involved? How many people were involved? And how are they actually? What did they actually do? I've heard the 111 phone call was to show NK was actually at her place near the time of the murders, but her phone pings in Frederick at 6:16 a.m. on August 13, 2018. Yep. And there was that purple sleeping mask in the unmade bed that they found as well. That was weird. Ah, NK. I don't know. Oh, I need to watch a video where a month ago he believes he deserves to appeal. I know, that's just ridiculous, right? Okay, welcome to the case. Okay, so NK, you know who NK is? Nicole Kessinger, the mistress. Based on the cell phone records, the GPS, the cell phone tower pinging, the Vivant camera in the house showing activity, based on the video footage slowed down where you can see a ponytail and some boobs, even though she tried to dress just like him. Based on all this, I think all of us believe, and I think we're also obsessed with the case because the mistress needs to be held accountable. She cannot just be free and walking around like, oh, all I did was have an affair. No. Can we do NK coverage tomorrow in honor of Shanann? There's no way she's not rolling over in a grave knowing that some random was up at her house complaining about eating her food and driving her car. Well, tomorrow the plan is to just continue with this. I was wondering what to do because it did happen. Tomorrow would be the 3-year mark. But we do need to work through this, so, Gonna think about that. What's up, Lyndon? Murder at bedtime with Lyndon. Evening. Oh, mighty Gisela, can I ask, if this idiot hadn't killed his children, would we still be talking about him now? I think so, because Shanann was online so much, and it's just so bizarre to see someone online so much. I know that's a weird connection to make, but it feels like, even if you watch her videos now, it feels like she's still there. Like she has thousands of hours worth of footage online, so it's like an online personality person who was then murdered by her dumbass husband. So based on how, if it was just the wife, is that sort of what you're asking, and not the children, and not the way they put the children in the oil tanks, would we still be talking about it? Maybe not, but I think because she was online so much, it really just adds a lot of weight to the case, because it's like, well, I don't know, because I thought about that today, actually. I thought, like, but there's other cases where, obviously, a husband murders the wife, and you talk about it for a week, and then you move on, because there's so many cases, right? So what's different about this case? I just think it's her online personality, and how happy she looked, honestly, and how happy the children looked. They also didn't look miserable, or, like, run down, or like something was happening. They were just living day by day, living their best life, you know what I mean? Fuel our female rage with NK, huh? We still talk about Scott Peterson, but that's different. Yeah, that's different. That one, the mistress didn't know, right? Sorry, I got an itch here now. That's different. That's not the same. It's not the same. It's not quite the same as this. Yes. I don't know why, whether it's law enforcement and, of course, Chris Watts and just everyone, why do they think they could pull the wool over our eyes? Why do they think people will let it go? That's not how it works, especially not in our age, right? Technological age, where we have so much access to so much information. Like, honestly. Okay, so he plans on telling his parents the truth about what happened when they visit him in April or May. Bet that never happened. This was in 2019. His parents sold his toolbox so they could afford their travel too, and then that was blanked out. But, like, why does he bring that up? Yeah, my parents sold my toolbox so they could go on a trip. Or maybe they sold the toolbox so they could afford their travel to visit him. That makes sense. To Dodge Correctional Facility or whatever. Yes. In October 2018, the prosecutors went to Sandy and Frank Rusek and asked them about a possible plea deal instead of the death penalty. In October 2018. That was not long after her. They went to Shanann's parents and asked them about a possible plea deal instead of the death penalty. His defense team told him there wasn't enough evidence on certain things, and he, Watts, told the defense team it needed to end. It's weird. I think there's plenty of evidence. Yeah, Amber complied with authority in like a million different ways. NK barely handed over a broken phone without asking for favors. Yeah. That too. But NK, the whole thing is like premeditated, where with Amber, it wasn't quite premeditated in this evil way, right? NK was stalking and everything. I'm telling you, this time flies. We had 51 minutes. What? Okay. So listen to this. Okay, wait. He felt like his attorneys were fair and were similar to guidance counselors. No, attorneys are not similar to guidance counselors. Like, how gullible is this dude? He felt like he was in charge of his own decisions regarding his case. He was a big boy. His attorneys told him he needed to show more emotion in court so he didn't look like a cold person. How weird is that to repeat to these investigators? Like, seriously? Yeah, my attorneys told me I had to show more emotion in court because otherwise I'd look like a cold person. You are a cold person. The hell? So many people can't let this case go because of a large percentage of people believe NK got away with murder. Exactly. I can't hear because of being in a meeting, but I'm here reading. Happy to see all the patriation. Yes. No problem, Lena. No problem. All good. Lena. That's for Lena. His attorneys told him he needed to show more emotion in court, which means he didn't show emotion in all of his interviews with them. He really should have. He really should have. I think that's the one regret that Shanann's family has, right? Do they regret that? They're just being like, yeah, it's fine. He could take a plea deal. I really think he should have had the death sentence. Look how the feds let NK run the interview. They never even asked her why she pinned in Frederick the morning of the murders. Yeah, pinged. Because, yeah, the daddy was a high, a very powerful attorney, right? And he was there the whole time, which is abnormal too. Why is he allowed to be there the whole time? I don't get it. Why? Because it was voluntary? She was like, I don't know. I think her dad was like, you got to go there now and start telling some stuff, Thank you, Annie. I was trying to grasp what we are getting at because Chris Watts has admitted it and been sentenced. Yes. So the thing is about the mistress. That's the whole thing. All of us are fighting for Shanann, actually, and the girls. For Shanann, Bella, Cece, for Nico Lee, we are fighting for them because there's a mistress involved who was very much involved based on all the facts that are out there, and it's like, why is she not being held accountable? That's what the obsession is, in a nutshell. His attorneys told him he could look at the crime pictures, and he refused. He prayed for the hazmat workers and anyone else who had to see the aftermath. His prayers mean nothing to them, though. They saw what he did. His attorneys told him if the case went to court, he would have to look at the pictures, so he didn't have a reaction when they were shown in court. Watts asked if Sandy and Frank Rusek saw the crime scene pictures, and he was told no. He's very worried that his in-laws saw those pictures, huh? So this is about ego right here. He didn't want Sandy or Frank Rusek to have seen any of the pictures, hear anyone talk about what they saw, or hear anyone bash their daughter's memory. Well, there's whole channels dedicated to that. And oddly enough, the family don't attack those channels. They attack Armchair Detective. It's very weird. The more it's studied, the shadier it gets. Absolutely. Okay. Lyndon, not sure if you missed this in the beginning, but I'm going to finish these transcripts, which should finish next week, Wednesday. And then I'm getting off Watts Island, which is what it's called when we talk about the Watts case. We're all on Watts Island. Like, what happened on Watts Island today? It's like been a daily thing for 3 years type of thing, There's a huge community of this. And yeah, for my own mental health, I'm also just going to take a step back. Just so you know, there's other things we'll be talking about soon. But this case, it feels like it will never end. It will never be fully solved until that mistress is held accountable. Narcissists are like blank slates. They mirror the emotions and behaviors of whoever they want. Exactly. He was consumed by her and then she left him for dead. Bet Dwayne apologized. Yeah. He wanted everyone to know that Shanann was a loving wife and always helped everyone else. Then why'd you kill her? What the hell? He remembered Agent Lee and Special Agent Coder, came into the room after his father left and tried to get the true story from him. He wanted to bang his head against the table. He didn't want all of us, Coder, Baumhover, or myself, to have to get on the witness stand and testify about what we saw. It's not about empathy for them. He just didn't want that to come out. Do you think there will ever be justice regarding NK even after 3 years? You know, to me, it feels like an absolute traumatic tragedy if it doesn't, if there will never be. But I do believe that there will be. Do we all believe this? Because I think that's why we keep talking about it. It feels like it, that there's hope that one day there will be justice regarding NK. It would be very disappointing if there never is. I think most of us will probably die wishing that, but I do hope so. That would be, my goodness, it'll be an amazing day. I think then she will be the most hated woman in America, huh? Step aside, Casey Anthony. Step aside, everyone else. There's a new one in town. I really hope so. There's a pic of NK's dad with a shirt that had something like Special Israeli Forces or something similar. That dad has got some connections, right? Chris Watts is going to have to get some prison justice before he realizes his new life is permanent. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right. So I just want to check. We're almost at an hour. He didn't want all of us, yes, to have to get on the witness stand and testify about what we saw. He didn't want that information to come out to the public or to his in-laws. He didn't want everyone to have to relive what happened over and over for years. Well, guess what? That's what we're doing. We are reliving what happened over and over for years. And there's a massive viral community about this case. Because all we want to do is solve it. And really well done to all those channels out there who have found so much more information than the police ever did. Well, at least they didn't seem to or didn't care to. Maybe they knew the stuff, but I don't think so. I think this is a case, an unprecedented case where online, you know, like sleuths, armchair detectives in general, I'm not referring to that one man, I'm saying armchair detectives in general. All of us true crimers, you know, are just, we're working this case almost 24/7. Trying not to, but you know what I mean. And a lot of information has come out from that. Groundhog Day, but make it murder themed. Oh, that was so amazing. I wish he could relive the day that of everything he did over and over and over again for real. Even though I don't want that. No, not for the victims. But if that could just be like virtual reality. And all day, all the time. The shirt says Israel Defense Forces Intelligence. Wow. This guy's got connections, huh? And then he's an attorney? And then he's like part of the stocks or whatever for what? Anadarko? Part of some company that's connected to them? Oil companies? And then he made a contribution to a political fund when his daughter was in the clear? Thanks, Annie. I'm right in saying Chris White's not very bright. I watched the Netflix doc and he came across as that. I'll try to find more about this NK. Was she an accomplice? Yes, we believe so. We believe that she was 100% an accomplice. There's a lot of proof for that out there. Ooh, Lyndon, if you're going to get into this case, you're going to be on Watts Island with us. The Netflix documentary sucked. It was so watered down. But hey, at least you watched that, right? But like, they made it so tame compared to what really happened, you know? I was disappointed in that documentary. Everyone just wants the truth. We may never get it though. I know. I really wish we would. I don't think we'll ever give up on getting the truth. And I've never really felt like this about something. Like I really want the truth to come out here. Nate's camera did not pick up their porch or front door. Chris Watts obviously disabled their Vavant or it would have gotten him in the driveway. He did. Apparently he disabled it. Fiddled with it, did something or had it deleted, which means going onto the computer and doing that on purpose. Interesting. Or someone doing that while he's out there. Okay. He felt like Shanann's family could start to have closure. Well, unfortunately, that's the opposite of what happened. They still don't have closure because we're all talking about it all day, every day, all the time. But it's because we want freaking answers. I'm just checking if you can hear that little dog outside. No, I did not tell you off. I'm actually telling off the Netflix documentary because, you know, they make like Ted Bundy, the confession tape, or the Ted Bundy tapes. And it's like all these epic documentaries. But then when it comes to this case, which has everyone consumed, they're like, we'll just tell a general story. It's so weird. Like, it just puts more red flags out there. And I'm like, not telling you off. I'm warning you that you're getting on what's silent. If you start digging, you will find. You must go to a channel called, what was it called again, Annie? It's called True Psych Ward. It's not a massive channel, but damn, that lady's broken some facts down. Like, oh my word. My goodness. Okay. With regard to if his decision involved not having the death penalty, when he was in his cell in Weld County Jail, he felt like he should have died. All the inmates would yell at him at night and would explain to him all the ways he could kill himself in his cell by drowning himself in the toilet or hanging himself. He didn't kill himself because he felt like he may have a different purpose. I roll. He prayed to God that God would move him away from Colorado. He heard there was a hit on him in Colorado. I don't doubt it. He felt like he would last a week in Colorado DOC before someone would kill him. He felt like God moved him to, it's so weird how they blanked this out, Dodge Correctional Facility, whatever it's called, the big Dodge, it's called Dodge. Moved him there for a reason. Now, I just can't understand, why are the inmates at Dodge so much tamer? Why is he safe there compared to the other place? Glad the documentary made NK a footnote. I'm tired of her voice, but I feel like it gave her room to get away from being a suspect. Yes, I know. That's what I mean. It was painted in a way of like, it's okay. People suspect it was her, but it wasn't. But it was. Anyway, we believe so. Anyway, why would the inmates, does anyone understand this? I don't understand why the inmates, compared to Weld, or compared to Colorado, why would the inmates at Dodge spare him? Why would he be able to have freaking boxer shorts and lubricant in his cellmate's in his cellmate's bed or whatever? Why? Why do they treat him so kindly there? That's what I want to know. Really? Is that what it is? Is predominantly the inmates there predominantly those? Is that what it's for? Ooh, that's so creepy, right? Yeah, the Red X Crime Files. That's also great. The Red X Crime Files is a great watch channel based upon facts. I've learned a lot watching a channel. That is a very good one as well. Dodge is mid-security, criminal cops, pedos, child murderers, gang members, and snitches. People that okay, yeah. It's just, it's so weird to me, but okay. Then why did they even let him go there? I don't understand. Why did they give him all these privileges? With regard to if Watts thought about trying to use the defense about Shanann killing the girls at the trial, he never thought about Shanann killing the girls until it was mentioned to him during the interrogation. Yes, because he's very impressionable. People can tell him to do things and he'll do it. After it was mentioned that Shanann may have killed the girls, he just went with it. He knew his dad was out in the lobby and his parents would probably believe that Shanann was involved because they never liked Shanann. I never thought about that story, and you know, that's what my attorneys were going with. 2 weeks, that would have been so grisly. 2 weeks after his arrest, he told his attorneys the truth about what happened, and they were quiet and wrote it down. Yes, that's what attorneys usually do. Dodge is more like inmates and out of state, okay? My question is, what was worse than spending the rest of his life in prison? It was like he was making a choice, life in prison or the mysterious alternative. Yes. Yeah. Okay. His attorneys told him they wouldn't judge him and appreciate his honesty. He like really feels that his attorneys are guidance counselors and so close to him and so nice to him, but like, hello, that's what defense attorneys do. Dumbass. He was always someone who tried to coax people down. Okay. He was in one fight his entire life, which was in 3rd grade, and he and the other kid ripped each other's shirts and left crying. He wasn't popular, but he was never bullied in school. He had braces and a Jim Carrey bowl haircut. I think it's more like Dumb and Dumber bowl cut haircut. So, are you saying Chris Watts loves NK so much that he's not disclosing her involvement? That's absolutely what we're saying. Absolutely. And that she is connected to powers that be, whatever that is. Elites, freaking oil people. I don't know what to call it. Illuminati, voodoo people, freaking witches. You know what I mean? It's like there's connections to some grim stuff. So he's protecting her. Because, yes, I think he still loves her. He's protecting her because he made a promise. But he's also probably really scared that if he does snitch, he'll be killed. Which he seems to be obviously very terrified of. Weird. He never talked to many people at school, even though people knew who he was. He never had a girlfriend in high school, but always flew under the radar. Yeah, he flew under the radar his whole life until he murdered his whole family. This guy. He didn't have low self-esteem, but also didn't want to be part of a group or a clique. He had a couple of friends and appreciated his close-knit relationships. His sister was always the popular one and was outgoing. Sister sounds a lot like Shanann. Like it feels like he compares himself to his sister, you know? His only confrontations are with his overbearing mom. Yeah. Didn't have sleepovers as a kid. Dealt with Cindy on all fours when he's in the bathroom as a teen. Says a lot. I agree. Yes. That's why he didn't have conflict or girlfriends. What is your take on the dark things he mentions? It's so weird, all the dark things he mentions. What the freak is that? I don't even know, but it really feels like... I don't know what to call it, but let's say Freemasonry. Let's say child sacrifices. Let's say cults. I'm going to say cults. Or, you know, when it's like elites, like cults with a lot of money, especially involved in the oil industry, like really evil people. You know? So I don't know. It could be just friggin' crystals and voodoo and weird stuff like that. But I think it's a lot darker than that. Naked backdoor stuff. Yeah, the dark thugs. I think they're like Jeffrey Epstein style people, you know? I think so. I think it's a lot bigger and a lot darker than we'll ever realize, you know? Because if you think of John Wayne Gacy and his connection to Dean Carl and his connection to Elmer Wayne Henley, right? Those three are connected in a massive ring. I don't want to say trigger words for YouTube, otherwise they'll shut me down. Sometimes the live stream can just boof if you say the wrong thing. But you know what I mean? A ring. And there's a lot of traffic on the way. So that code word, they were involved in a lot of rings. Those three prolific serial killers. But above that was an entire organization that's still going on today of those rings. It's just like, you just don't know what these people were involved in. I just think it's really, really dark and really, really grim. I'll go for a few more minutes and we'll carry on tomorrow. Thugs, predictive things. Yeah, backdoor stuff. Are we talking about AS? See, when I say, he says his sister was always the popular one and was outgoing. He and his grandmother would sit outside the middle school and his sister would always be the last one out of the school because she had to talk to everyone in the hallway. He was the opposite of his sister. He didn't want to be popular and just wanted to be a regular guy. Then why did you marry someone who's a replica of your freaking sister? Outgoing, bubbly, wants to talk to everyone, live streams all day long. When you just want to be a regular guy, then go and marry a regular girl and be a regular dude. He cannot recall anything that he would have had pent up from childhood. Yeah, except all the stuff that you just mentioned. Yes, everyone, tell Lyndon, what is the backdoor stuff? Do spell it out for us. I don't know. Lena, get ready to block some comments. Say it quickly, guys. I think he was drugged and given a little extra at the dunes. Yes, I think so. What, are we talking shrooms? Are we talking devil's breath? Are we talking... I think he was actually on drugs. He looks like it. Drugs plus hypnosis plus voodoo plus elites plus oil money. I don't know. Did you know that a year before this all happened, there was a house on their street that blew up from a gas chamber that exploded and killed a family of 4, I think? And that gas chamber thing belonged to Anadarko, the company that Chris Watts worked for. So if he was smart, he would have just blown up his entire house instead of drive everyone else to the oil site, because that makes no sense. Then he could just... I think that was his plan, to get some kind of wrongful death insurance money. So then do that. But he didn't do that. But I just find it interesting how Anadarko was already involved in something like that. You know what I mean? There we go, Claire. That's brilliantly said. Lyndon, you see that? Exit. That's not an entry. Sexual context, you know? My deceased pops was in an alkalodge Illuminati, and it cracks me up that NK brags about her dad's links. He's obviously not very high up as a Mason, or else she'd be disappeared. I don't know, apparently he's a 33rd degree Freemason. As high as you can get. But she is also disappeared. You know? Okay, look in the time. Let's just finish this page. Okay, so he cannot recall. Okay, with regard to if or how his father's addiction affected him. You see, his father had the addictive genes. I'm just saying. I just feel like Chris Watts was on something. But anyway, his father became addicted to a white powdery substance. Like, he talks like a baby. Like, are we talking about cocaine? It says they're possibly cocaine after he left home. Well, yes, what else is it? I know there's many drugs that could be a white powdery substance, but the way he says it is like he turns into this little boy. My daddy was addicted to a white powdery substance. His father's addiction didn't hurt him as much as he thought it would. Oh, you have no range of emotions and no feelings, do ya? When he talked to his father about his addiction, his father immediately changed the subject. His father was coping with the fact that he, Watts, never came back home. Remember, he left home at 18 and only met Shanann when he was 25. So that's what they're talking about. His mother initially believed his father was having an affair because she couldn't account for missing money. He, Watts, has never used drugs and tried to talk to his father about why he was using drugs. He told his father he was throwing his life away. Yes, Chris Watts. He was teaching people about relationships. Have you seen that freaking clip? He did a presentation at one of his previous jobs where he was teaching people about relationships. Okay, he still wants to now. But then also here he's teaching his father not to throw his whole life away. Yes, only to then murder his entire family and throw his whole life away and everyone else's too. Hey, if anyone is admiring my new logo, it was designed by Mrs. Gisela K, and I love it. It really does look nice though, Lyndon. I love it too, but yeah, I made that, guys. I made it. It looks really nice though there. I'm glad we can see it here, but thank you so much for saying that. I do like making logos, so... Anyway, moving right along, I just want to see. We're at 1 hour 15. 5 more minutes, and then we'll call it a night. I'll think about what to do tomorrow. I would honestly like to... It feels weird to just stop. I know tomorrow's the 3-year mark. But it feels weird to, like, stop. So what about tomorrow we carry on a bit, and then near the end I'll play something of NK or whatever. What's up from Indiana? Ah, man, you guys are too sweet. Too nice. Okay, so his father lost a lot of weight and his nose bled all the time. Interesting how Chris Watts also lost a lot of weight. Did his nose also bleed? I don't know. It sounds like cocaine to me still. After Watts talked to his father stopped using drugs. Yes, he's a hero, everyone. It's him. It's because of him that someone addicted to drugs just stopped. He's amazing. Why didn't they do a toxicology test on Chris Watts? I'd love to know what was in his system. Right? Does anyone know this? Did they do it? They didn't do one. I don't get it. There were so many tests that they did not do. You, the DJ, we're just here to hang out with you. Well, I really appreciate it. I like it a lot. So, he was always closer to his father than his mother. His father always came to every one of his sporting events. His father would come to his games even if he wasn't going to play. Bench warmer, was he? He never saw his father cry. That's not healthy. Sounds a little toxic to me. I'm sorry to judge like that, but it's like, never saw him cry. Like, it's not a strength. You can cry. It's okay. Dudes can cry too. His mother was a loving mother and gave him affection. His mother always wanted to know how he felt. You mean controlling? I don't know. If there was something wrong, he would never have told anyone and dealt with it himself. Okay, so again, he always says something, and then the very next thing he says invalidates the thing he just said. So his mother always wanted to know how he felt. Yes, Chris Watts, all mothers do that with all their children in general, unless you're in a very abusive situation. But even my mother always wanted to know how I freaking felt. Or actually what was going on in my mind. It's not really about feelings in my situation. He seems so freaking spaced out, right? A little bit, huh? A little bit. One more NK impression. Yeah, I'll have to think about something. Brags about parents doing basic-ish, even though I didn't play. Yeah. A little bit. A little bit toxic there. A little bit controlling there. If there was something wrong, he would never have told anyone and dealt with it himself, which means that even though his mother always wants to know how he feels, he's just going to deal with it by himself. Like, that's weird, dude. I don't know if growing up that way kept me that way. Deal with things on your own. But then they build up so much that you can't deal with them and they take a hold of you. You never thought in a way that they could take hold of you. Yeah, pretty much. That's how that works. Don't do it. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Another NK impression. Ooh, have you guys heard? Especially Lyndon. I'm sure everyone else here. Have you guys heard, right? Lyndon, have you heard this clip where NK, the mistress, does this little laugh? Oh my word. Spooky little giggle. Let me try and find it here on my phone so I don't mess up the graphics. Let's just go. His mother also lost loved ones. Yeah, she did. She did. She did. The giggles. Let's just say Nicole Kessinger giggle. Ooh, it's so freaky. Is it this? There's probably going to be an advert. Hold on. Her laugh haunts my dreams. Yes, the mother lost loved ones. Remember when we talk about victim blaming or shaming, we're talking about Shanann being bashed left and right. Let's just see if she does it.
Hello and welcome to
Damn
my
it!
channel.
Wait.
Something crazy job.
Man, they're just talking too much over here. We want to do the creepy giggles. Hold on. Psych Waters lady that went to Colorado and got some redacted metadata. She's really been able to find amazing info, right? Okay, yeah, wait, let's listen to this.
Hi.
No!
It's me. I miss your face. I was just calling to say hi. Call me back. Bye.
Again. One more time. Lyndon, are you listening?
Hi. It's me. I miss your face. I was just calling to say hi. Call me back. Bye.
Ah! Look, Claire, I can't even do an impression of that. I was too sick. I just can't imagine phoning a married man like that and be like, hi, it's me. What are you doing? I miss your face. Do ya? I know, it's so freaking creepy. I don't even know how she makes that voice. It sounds like those pull-string old baby dolls. I know. Cheesy giggles. Yes, did you hear it? It was so hectic. Ew, for why? I miss your face. Yeah. She misses sitting on it. I'm sorry for saying something so crass, but seriously, she's like, I miss your face. Okay. All right then. Thank you. I really feel like, honestly, there's so many amazing YouTubers out there that really do a phenomenal job on this case. So I don't know. I just feel like I'm like barely scratching the surface. But hey, I do my best with what I know, which is communication. Just breaking that down. But I'm glad you're enjoying it and that no one's really very bored over here. Wasn't sure. Like, people might be like, oh, eye roll. We've heard this 1,000 times. But like, it never gets old, does it? Especially when we each break it down, we go over the facts, right? And yeah, for me, I like analyzing communication. It does sound like the doll pull thingies. Yeah, I think that's also the beauty of it, right? It's a fun group. It's not just like me sitting here. I don't know, you can see me, be part of it. I've stopped my palette cleanser thing. I throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. That wasn't really sticking. It makes me nervous. But anyway, I've got my little drink here. That giggle makes my skin crawl. Anyone want to hear it again? Hi, it's me. Should I start my intros like that from now on? Every time I start a live stream now, I'm going to say to you guys, my awesome group, hi, it's me. I miss your face. And then do the giggle. No, I won't. Don't worry. I will never threaten you that way. Thank you so much. I wish I could do a giggle. I can't even do it. Hi, it's me. I miss your face. Okay, everyone, let's get started. Do the sand dunes video. Oh my word, the sand dunes video. I have to play that video sometime, right? Just right now, I mean, what happens if I do that? Hold on. Let's go here. I'm just not monitoring that now, but let's say Nicole Kessinger sand dunes. Is it this? I think it's this. Wait. Put the sound on. Go back. Now let's do a little. I'm just going to take this chat off here for a second. And I'm going to add a window capture. Wait for it, guys. Yeah, here we go. Wait for it. We're going to look at it now, okay? We'll just make it real nice for you guys. All right, Lyndon, you're going to get a nice view of this freaking mistress now, right? Let's just check that I have an audio output capture. Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I am having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me. And I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
Oh my goodness. Practice the giggle, yeah. She misses him coming through the back door. I'm having a blast with you, Christopher. So damn sexy. I know, right? It went so deep. Maybe she's a dude. Maybe that's what he's taking to the grave.
Coming out here with me, Christopher.
Still, my question is, where is he when she's making this? It's weird to talk to him like this. For what? Is it on his phone? You know what I mean? What the hell's going on here?
I am having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me. And I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
Carve it up.
I know, right? Did you notice how her voice changes? We saw that, and then his mom also calls him Christopher. Just saying, I think he likes it in a very, yeah, I agree, right? Christopher. That's weird when it's your friggin' bae at that point. Just like your your backdoor bae, huh? And you're like, hello, Christopher, I'm having a blast. Look at her carving it up. It's fun to watch with you guys. I mean, amazing skills there, right? Come on, then. Quite windy there, hey?
There you go, baby.
There you go, baby. There you go, baby. Just hear Christopher say that one more time.
There you go, baby.
There you go, baby. Carve it up.
You're so damn sexy.
You're so damn sexy. I don't think so. You're so damn sexy, girl. Yay. Come to Christopher. Get that back door going. Wow, okay, well now I'm capturing my own window. Okay, hold on. There you go. No, that's not it. Where the hell is this now? Window capture. There you go. Okay, so we had no commercial breaks today or anything, but I think by now you guys know how to support me. It's in the... I'm doing the... What's accent? It's... It's in the description box below. So sexy, baby. Anyway, gotta calm down. If you want to ever support me, it's in the description box. Okay, I won't do a commercial break today because we went now almost 1 hour 30. We're 3 minutes away. Let me just see. Love this group. What a creep he is. This video cracks me up. One more time. Really? One more time? You want to watch the video one more time, guys? Oh, that video is just too fun. Huh? It really cracks me up too, honestly. Now where is it? Okay, wait, library? Go there.
Thank you
Thank you, Christopher.
so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I'm having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me.
You mean a lot to me. Doesn't seem like it.
And I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
Carve it up.
What a badass ride. Yeah, the fallen homie. I like that. This woman. Wait, I know you want to hear this. Claire. So damn sexy, baby.
There you go, baby.
There you go, baby. Except she calls him Christopher. You mean a lot to me. Just don't move in, okay?
You're so damn...
You're so damn sexy. Oh my word. Okay, let's put this back on. Who says hi to? Okay, what did I do? What did I miss? One more time. Hi, Debbie. Yeah. Right. Lyndon. Yeah. One more time. Let's have cocktail hour tomorrow. I like that. I actually do like that. Happy hour on Friday, but I know it's not happy hour. Cocktail hour. I see why you called it that. I'm telling you, Dance Express Productions, DEP, very good with your words. Very, very good. Let's have cocktail hour tomorrow. I agree. I'm doing it same time. It's already scheduled. I'll just change the thumbnail and maybe not do the episode I planned. Should it? Do you want me to continue a little bit with this? No. You want me to just do cocktail hour? Yeah, we could do that and just watch NK videos, right? It's always windy round the back. So damn sexy, baby. We can pour... Yeah, okay, so I missed that. We can pour one out for the Shanann, the fallen homie. I like that. We can do that. I'm just out of breath. Must be wearing this mask all day. Yeah, and one would think she's so freaking fit from the back door action all day long. Cocktails tomorrow, I'm in. Yes, same time, huh? You guys okay with this time? Are we good? I can't make it too much later. But does it suit people in general or no? Dumb and Dumber, yeah. Just makes you cringe when he has a wife who's pregnant and working so hard to keep them married together. They're married together, being such a good mother. I agree, right? Case will be here the day after, but we all know she's going to be online looking up herself. That's true. You make a good point. She's probably going to be looking it up tomorrow, right? What should we call it? So yeah, I've scheduled it for the same time. I could possibly shift it by 1 hour, 1 max 2 forward, but I think this time works really well. What ingredients for the cocktails? Well, I've just bought a whole stash of freaking Tennessee bourbon whiskey. So I'm going to be doing probably cola and that, as usual, with some ice. Maybe a tiny drop of lemon juice, I don't know. Should get a cherry, no, I don't. Casey Anthony still Googles herself on the daily. Why would NK be different? True, true, true. True, true, true. Could just watch that video on repeat, right? And the giggles. I'll have to find a compilation. The day of the wrecked home. Mm-hmm. Back door. Something like that. Yes, and play that video. Let's do it. Happy hour. Play this video. On repeat. No, not on repeat. We'll find some other NK videos. Okay, cool. So tomorrow we'll do some of that. We're on page 22, so we could actually hopefully do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. I think so. We should be good to finish that. Yes. And of course, there's all my socials. Wait. Yesterday I pointed in the wrong direction. This thing's in the way. There are all my socials. Jody Areas would be good to do sometime. Deb knows a lot about that one. Yeah, I mean, I did one live stream of Jody Areas, and I honestly had the most people there at the one time. Like, damn, there were like almost 40 people there. I got such a fright because I was like, what? So I'm going to do Jody Areas a lot after this. A lot, I say. I'm comparing her to Casey Anthony. Then I'm comparing her to Ezra McCandless. I always say McCandless, but McCandless. And then Amanda Knox. Oh my goodness. And there's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch that I want to do. Not just lady ones. I literally have a notebook full of things that I still want to do. So I'm going to have to move on with some of those things. But Jody Areas, I was literally watching some of her videos today. Like, what a crazy lady. My word. Sure. She actually reminds me of NK, huh? Yeah. She's very, interesting. But don't worry, I won't go on Jody Island either. I'm not going on any island for a long, long time because it's not good for my mental health. I will not obsess. I will just cover. I will cover and make it interesting and make sure we talk about lots of things on this channel. You know, as it grows, as we expand, there's room for everyone. And I mean, it's just nice being here together, I guess. It's nice to have you guys here. Thank you so much for the time that you actually put in to watch this. That's amazing. So yeah, I think I'm going to be on my way. And by that, I mean, I'm probably going to watch some more. Always like, ooh, okay, what can I watch now? It's either Mr. Ballin, am I right? Anyone here watch Mr. Ballin? When you want some time away from all this true crime, Mr. Ballin, because it's like scary, creepy stories and weird things, but like, it's Mr. Ballin. Where do you think I got this green screen idea, huh? Dilly dilly. Yeah, dilly dilly. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everything, everyone. I will see you tomorrow, same time. NK Park interview. That's where I'm going. I will go and look for some. Oh, that's where you're going. Okay. I will go and find some NK stuff too, actually, so that I can include it nicely tomorrow without all weird adverts playing. You know how YouTube is. I don't have the premium. I'm going to check it out, see if I can find some really cool. If you guys want to send me anything, my email address is on my About page. On the About, it's also there on the screen. See, I pointed wrong again. It's also there on the screen. grizzlybooks2crime@gmail.com. If you have specific YouTube videos of NK, like a compilation, it would have to be, yeah, that would be awesome if we could have one video that shows us everything, right? And then we have to find a good ad blocker. Anyway, thank you. I will see you again soon. And wish you a wonderful night. And see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 3-year mark since it happened. In case someone didn't know, 3 years ago, this horrendous crime happened. I'll be here for a little, like a minute or so still, so that you guys can just finish chatting to each other or ask anything else. Till then, see you tomorrow with your drinks.